Hello and welcome to the beautiful setting of St John's College. We bring you the FNB Classic clash between St John's and Parktown boys. There is the magnificent Sir Herbert Baker facade of the St John's School, and we'll show you the respective schools sitting to our left and right in the main stand. These are the boys from St John's, and they are waiting to applaud the first team onto the field. It's a glorious afternoon in Houghton, and it's around about 25 degrees right now. There it is. As I say it here, it comes up on your screen there. Yeah, rainfall naught. There has been a lot of rain though during the week, and therefore the grass is just showing quite proudly, and it should enable those swift wingers to come off their feet and show us some tricks. Wonderful crowd has already gathered. Many of them have been here since early this morning. There's been all sorts of sports played between these two traditional rivals. This is the third FNB Classic clash between the two. It's 1-1 at the moment, and St John's will be hoping that they're going to take home the spoils. There is a little bit of a background on St John's, founded in 1898 and then refounded in 1902, and they actually moved here to Houghton in 1906, and it's around about then that Sir Herbert Baker was responsible for this magnificent facade, and of course Sir Herbert Baker also responsible for the Union buildings in Pretoria. Dave van Hesselin's alongside me. He's actually stayed in that building many years ago. Dave?
Well, not quite in 1902, Andy, but I did stay there about 25 years ago. I came and played the St John's Festival, possibly the inaugural one. We were just chatting about it before, but a magnificent setting, magnificent school, magnificent ground, magnificent day. Hopefully we get some magnificent rugby.
Well, earlier on today I managed to speak to both of the coaches, and first up is Andrew van Zyl. Now, Andrew van Zyl is the coach of the Parktown boys. We were there last year at home, defeated, but you've got lots of experience ahead of you this year.
Yeah, and it was a bit of pill to swallow against St John's. From that game, we actually started to play more constructive rugby, and we were on a win streak from then. So it really went well for us there, and I think we picked up quite a bit of experience going into the rest of that season, and we've been able to retain that coming into this one. So hopefully we can put it out and do what we need to do on the park.
You've got a tight head who's actually entering his third season of first team rugby. That's amazing, eh?
Yeah, Liam Clay is a seasoned veteran at the moment, so I'm just hoping he can take some responsibility in this game. I think it'll be good for him.
Wonderful atmosphere building here already, although we're quite a long time before the game.
Yeah, and Parktown St John's is always a good game for us, and it's going to be a cracker, I think.
And give us an idea. What do you fancy? I
think the game's going to be very tight. I think if we can put the ball in the right positions on the field and put pressure on them, I think we'll come out on top here today.
Kevin Musikant, the coach of St John's, very early in the year to be on the TV. You've only played the one big game. Are you nervous?
Exceptionally nervous. No, I think more excitement. It's what an occasion for the boys. I think it's about them, and those guys are so excited. I think both sides, but just from a St John's perspective, these boys are beside themselves. So I think it'll be great. You've
come down from the Varsity Cup, so you know a little bit about rivalries, and here this is such an intense rivalry between these two schools.
It's huge. I mean, it's that classic clash, and I think what a thing for FNB to be doing, and sort of a few years down on that. I think this is now the 4th year. So it's a huge rivalry. I think it's 2-1 to St John's at the moment, and I know Parktown will be out for revenge on our home turf now.
Well, I was lucky enough to commentate on last year's game at Parktown. Just 2 boys remaining from the St John's team there, so it's a real big churn for you.
Yes, it's a very, very young side. I think we had something like 10 new caps last week when we played St Andrews. So you can imagine the excitement for these guys. I mean, right at the beginning of the season on national TV, it's a lot of grade 11s. They call it upper 5, and lower 5, and it's going to be huge for them.
And who should we be looking out for?
In our side, we've got a very good fly. It's actually James Small's nephew, Kieran Houghton, and the captain, Sabir, and the inside centre, Quintus Kilborn, who's the vice captain.
Good luck for the day.
Thank you very much, Andy.
So, Kevin Musikant, we got to know him during the Varsity Cup. This, of course, is an FNB Classic clash. St John's College against Parktown Boys High School. So excitement is building ahead of the big game. We've already had the second team on the field here, and that finished 33-7 in favour of St John's. You saw Sabir there, the captain of St John's. This is how the Parktown boys will line up today. 10 of that team were involved in last year's fixture. That ended up 32-26 in favour of St John's, so they'll be hoping to really turn things around this year. Look out for Liam Clay at tight head prop, who's entering his third season in the first team, and he's a real mountain of a man and a good ball carrier as well, and they've got good experienced players all the way through the side. As for St John's, as you heard Kevin Musicant saying, it's a very young side. Sabir did play in the fixture last year, and he captains the team, and William Kumwenda at tight head prop also played last year. He's 109 kilos, but he's not just a rugby player. He plays the drums, the saxophone and the piano, and I am green with envy. Kieran Holston is the man that we've been told to look out for. He is the nephew of James Small, Greenside High's most famous old boy. So here are the visiting boys, and they are cheering on the Parktown boys high team. And we wait for the two sides to come onto the field. What a wonderful setting this is, and here they come. Parktown led out by their captain, Lasiba Malopa, who's the head of the boarding house. He wants to study health sciences when he leaves school, and he will be playing on the flank today, Lasiba Malopa. Look out also for Tambwe Madosha on the left wing. He's a Craven Week player with the Lions, and there are the homeboys cheering because they can see that their team is ready to come onto the field. And here they are, led by Sabir the hooker, and he played under 13 level for the Lions, and he's a pocket battleship of a hooker, which reminds me, of course, that the first man to win a Springbok cap from St John's was our own Owen Unkamani, who I'm sure is watching somewhere. And another old boy, Dimitri Katrakilis, who was involved on Skype this week as the headmaster was handing out the jerseys in France. Dimitri Katrakilis was on Skype and giving the boys a rev ahead of this week's game. Another name to conjure with in the St John's side is the number 8, that's Julian Ziller, and he is the nephew of Helen, and Tambwe Madosha of, in fact that is the Tambwe Madosha of Parktown boys, the man that I mentioned, Craven Week player. And there is Liam Clay, and look out for him in the tight exchanges. So we're ready to go. It'll be St John's playing from left to right on your screens. They will be kicking off. It will be Parktown to receive, the men in black, and it looks as if they're all going to have to trot over to the far side of the field. So now your colours to the mast. Dave van Hesselen, who's going to win?
Well, it's difficult to say. Obviously, it's St John's. You had to look at the second team game. It was quite convincing in their 33-7 victory. So they've got a hometown advantage as well. So we've heard before that they're pretty evenly matched teams. It's going to be a tight encounter, but you've got to maybe lean towards the home team today.
So our referee getting matters underway, Rainier Vermeulen of the Golden Lions Rugby Union. And it will be Kieran Holston to get matters underway. He's ready to go, starts it off with the left boot, and away we go. The FNB Classic clash between St John's and Parktown. And downtown we go. That's a big, big kick. And Ziller is the man who fires it infield to Holston. He takes it back up to the halfway line. They need some cleaners in there quickly. Lots of Parktown boys there at the breakdown. They've done well to keep the ball alive, have St John's. And here goes Herman Lubega, wearing 11 but playing on the right wing for St John's. Some good stepping there from Darren Solomon for Parktown boys. He's the fullback this afternoon, and then trying to get away is Tambwe Madosha. Up to the 22 they go. Penalty goes the way of Parktown. Not rolling away is the call.
Well, a good exciting start, Andy, to start here. Both teams want to getting in the mix right from the start. Good running rugby, good a lot of skill shown from both teams, and we're into the game.
Fly half looking for touch and finds it on halfway. That's Ethan Anderson, one of the players who played last year. He's a good cricketer. Always like to see a fly half who can play cricket. Which reminds me of the gentleman that you played with when you were here 25 years ago. Tell us.
I played with a guy by the name of Herschel Gibbs, little known back then. They knew he could play rugby. Got a penalty on the halfway line, everyone laughed, he slotted it.
So I'm sure Herschel will be watching somewhere in the world today as he's playing his cricket for lashings these days. This is Parktown Boys, just short of the halfway line. Trying to keep it amongst those big forwards, and they should have the advantage in size in the scrum, being the older of the two sides. Nice little box kick from the scrum half there, and the pressure is on St John's. This is a real chance for Parktown. It's in the hands of Ethan Frasca, and he is forced into touch. Some good play there at the breakdown from Tambwe Madorsha.
You bring up something quite significant there, though. The Parktown boys do seem a lot bigger in stature than your St John's boys, and that's only going to count in their favour. I mean, you look at Darren Solomon at number 15. I mean, he's a big boy.
Now, who has managed to claim that? Looks like St John's have snaffled it. Their scrum half is Wim Burger. Just battling to get this ball out.
It's your own player, use it.
And eventually Burger with the feed. Holston with a lovely spiralling kick there. Good technique from the young man.
Yeah, and you don't see a lot of those these days, those big, spiraling torpedoes. They normally go end over end, ensure they get the touch finder they're looking for. Those fantastic skills.
Well, I know Hugh Bladen, for one, says that anybody playing fly over has time should always kick it like that. So here we are, back on the halfway line. Putting it in is Darnell Oswagu. And that one has also been poached by St John's, so that's 2 against the throw for the home side. Back it comes from Burger into the hands of Nicholas Kambanis. Over the halfway line. Quickly available. Just a little bit flat line, Bongani Malani. And that one has gone astray. Little knock forward by St John's. Advantage being played for Parktown. Now it's a penalty.
You're off your feet. You're off your feet.
So the decision is to set the line out and into touch from Ethan Anderson.
A pity St John's couldn't finish off. There were some good skills and a little inside pass to the number 11, Herman Berger, and just pity the pass couldn't go to hand.
Now, pressure will be on Darnell Oswagu now. He's missed his jumper in the first 2 throws. But they're backing him to find his man here. That's Ethan Frasca was the support for the high-jumping Warwick Lang. Trying to get the drive going. They've done very well indeed. St John's wilting under the pressure at the moment. They must try and keep this ball in field, though. They've done well eventually, and away comes Aswagu. Up to the 22. Parktown. That ball has been ripped away illegally. Penalty goes the way of the visitors.
Your hands on deck.
decision to be made, and the kick at goal is called. That's quite significant, this size of the Parktown boys. You know, they really are using it to their advantage at the moment. They're bullying St John's a bit. You know, St John's are going to have to come up with an alternative plan. You know, they're not going to win the tight phases. I mean, you can see just by the sheer size. So they're going to have to come up with a way to get the ball to their fast wingers. We know we had a look at a couple of these guys. St John's number 14, Joseph Kamangu. He's a provincial athlete, 100 and 200. Maybe try to get it to him.
Yes, I think that might be interesting. So here's Ethan Anderson. Bowls slow left arm for the first team. That's a good looking strike. Is it going to stay straight? Yes, it is. And the Parktown boys are on the board first. in this FNB Classic clash. Well, that will have settled them down. The mere fact that they won that line-out ball that led to the penalty will make a big difference to their confidence. So here's Kieran Holston to get the game back underway. Low and flat. Fumbled the first time, but good technique to make sure that he was behind the ball. And that's offside, of course. The attempted clearance kick went horribly wrong, and no Parktown player would be allowed to play it. So we might see a kick at goal here.
We might even call that a schoolboy error, Andy. I think any player should know that rule. I mean, he was way offsides and shouldn't have been allowed to play out. I'm surprised I didn't consider a yellow card, because within in a 22 it could be seen as a professional foul.
So the decision has been made, and Holston is going to have a go at goal. You probably hear in the background that it's just gone quiet now because the band have stopped hitting that drum. Always great respect for the kicker at schools games. Good looking strike, and the scores are level at 3 apiece, and we've had 7.5 minutes. Now, David Heslin mentioned that the first time he was here was for what may well have been the inaugural St John's Easter Festival. And of course, Easter is round the corner, and this year's festival starts on Thursday. So if you're in the area, come along. Games are on Thursday, Saturday and Monday, and you're going to see some of the elite rugby schools of South Africa on display.
Stop, Blue.
This ball is coming straight towards us, and Dave Van Heslin has knocked another one on.
Nothing's changed.
I could see the fear in your eyes. So here we go. Another line out. It's the fourth one.
Go.
Just a little bit of a breeze getting up here now. Shortened line out has been called, and this time it's good ball. Here's Ethan Anderson, gets it on the inside to his captain, Lasiba Malopa. Quickly available and taken on by Jonathan Stafford. Good drive this from the Parktown boys. Lovely pass over the top from Tyler Murray. A little bit of space on the right wing. St John's not losing their shape in defence though. There's some lovely stepping from Madosha. He takes it over the 22. St John's competing well at the breakdown, but it's still available, taken on by Warwick Lang for Parktown boys. This is where certainly Parktown look to be the stronger of the two in the tight exchanges, and they'll look to keep it that way. Che Carpeday getting involved, heading up inexorably towards the St John's line, but eventually sealing off is the call. So penalty and a chance to clear the lines.
5 black, sealing off.
Yeah. Character building stuff for the defending side.
I think St John's are going to have to be on top of their game to make sure that their defence is rock solid. You've seen some good, solid, straight running by the Parktown boys. They're looking quite a solid outfit. Obviously, they've got the experience of having a number of their players back from last year. St John's don't have that experience, it's going to take a monumental effort from them to just be able to get their defence in order and hopefully be able to then get it out to those fast figures we spoke about.
Now here is Sabir putting the ball in for the first time for the home side. Up high goes David McAlpine, calling for the referee, and that looks as if the advantage is being played for the penalty. Here's a chance now for Bongani Malali. He gets the ball away, and just a little slow in reaching the left wing. Herben Lubega still available. Oh, he's looking for the Sonny Bill. Might have been the wrong option there, but he's done well to hang on. Eventually out it comes from Berger, and then it's taken up by Kumwenda. Good counter drive there from Parktown boys. Here's Houghton with the kick into space. That's not a bad one. It's very well shadowed by Darren Solomon there. And Solomon puts in a big kick back downfield, just suggesting perhaps that there is a bit of a breeze getting up. Now Houghton has a go. Taken this time by Ethan Anderson, and Anderson has an educated left boot. Oh, that's a very, very good kick from Anderson, and he's taken play right back inside the St John's 22. Oh, both sides putting in some telling kicks there.
I think the St John's wing a little surprised by the size of that kick. It went way over his head, and bouncing to touch. Great kick, great.
So important throw here for Sabir. He's got half colours for art, by the way. Let's see if he can make a masterpiece of this. Oh, it's gone over the top. That's gone forward from Berger. That was a real chance for Parktown boys, squandered.
As you mentioned, Andy, there've been a couple of times. I mean, they lost their first two lineouts. They just haven't been as clinical. They've got the advantage of size on their side. They've just got to make sure that they are clinical in the execution of that. And they've squandered a number of chances. One down in the far corner, a couple of lineouts, and now this one. They've got to make sure they take advantage of the opportunities.
We spoke regarding
yes, you must remember, of course, it's beginning of the season for the schools. They've only had the one proper game. There's a lot of boys that have perhaps not played together before,
Left up front,
and the coach hoping that they're going to coalesce in front of the cameras. Have a look at William Kumwende at the bottom of your screen there, the number 3 for St John's. He played Grant Como week, and he's a large fellow at 109 kilos.
Safe.
Berger with the feed. Big squeeze coming from Parktown. Remember, schoolboy rules. You're only allowed to push that 1.5 meters, and that's a good clearance kick from Houghton.
It was a good clearance kick, but made it a little bit easier by Tambo and Madosha. He wasn't back on his line, and if he'd been where he was supposed to, he would actually, he could have turned that into an attacking ball, because he should have fielded that and run down the left corner here. He was just a little bit out of position.
Darnell Aswahu for Parktown boys. What a sight that is in the background. Beautiful sky, beautiful building.
The knock-on advantage.
Housing the main part of the school. Advantage for the knock-on being played. Now the hooker drives up, makes that extra meter.
Use.
Pick and go from
That's your
Ethan
last
Frasca.
advantage. Advantage over.
Good handoff there. And now the tight forwards getting involved again. Aswagu takes it up. Back it comes to Ethan Anderson, and Anderson sees a big gap down there. That's a very well placed kick. Nasty bounce. This is going to be a try. What a finish that is. What a score. And it's Tambwe Madosha. It's Junior and Glane. What a piece of finishing that was from a brilliant kick from the fly half. Now from right out in front, this is the man who's set up the move, and that capricious bounce of the rugby ball that fooled the defenders. Anderson's kick is good, and it's 10-3 in favour of the visitors.
As you mentioned, Andy, that's the vicious bounce of a rugby ball, but still some fantastic skills by Julian Kleine just to be able to scoop that ball up and manage to evade the defenders and going under the poles. What a wonderful bit of a turn of speed as well, and they'll try under the poles.
Yes, he really did show a clean pair of heels there. So that will certainly sting the home side. Here's Houghton with the restart. Goes the other way from his previous restart. That may have gone too far. It's given a bit of time for Wimberger to pick his spot. He hasn't made too much ground with that kick, though. So Parktown back on the attack. They will have the feed to the line out.
Yeah, you would have thought he'd run a little further there. I mean, he had the whole 22. I mean, he literally kicked it back from his try line. I was trying to understand why it was taking so long. He should have, come up to his 22 and kicked it out. Take advantage of the space that you have. And now they're on the defence again.
So can Parktown continue to put them under the hammer? Another shortened line out. And that one's gone right over the top. It still might work, though. Ethan Anderson gets the pass away. It's taken on by Jonathan Stafford.
That's a maul.
Maul is called, so it'll be use it or lose it.
Use it or lose it.
Confirmation from the referee. Back it comes from Matthew van Heestien. And here's a strong drive there from Lesiba Malopa.
Tackle only.
Now there's a chance on this left-hand side.
Get out too.
Just must be careful with hands in the ruck there.
Quicker to the side.
Not rolling away is the call. Penalty in a kickable position.
You're rolling into the opposition.
And that is the call. They will kick it goal.
Just something that I noticed then, Andy, in the build-up to that, is that Matthew van Heestien, it's always the first thing I look for in a scrum off. He was straight off the base there. What that forced the defender to rush up on him, and it created a hole, which then created the opportunity. And in scrambling in defence, it forced an error, and hence we have an opportunity now for 3 points. It's great skills. There's little skills that you see from the likes of a Matthew van Heestien that maybe go unnoticed, that are really important too.
Once again, it goes silent as Anderson kicks it goal. Always just the wrong side of the upright. So that one has gone astray. It remains 10-3. Where there are schoolboy rugby players, there will be girls.
I just thought they were here to see you, Andy.
So the restart from Houghton is not his best kick. And here's Anderson. Oh, that's gone a mile in the air. It's really given his forwards an opportunity there. The mark is called by Berger, but not given. That's a high tackle, and that'll be a penalty to St. John's.
Dangerous, number 11.
Scrum off actually did very well under that high ball. Ooh, that's gone straight infield rather than out. Taken by Anderson. Anderson's a big lad at fly half. There goes the Sunny Bill. Racing up is Tambwe Madosha. In touch on the 10. Looks like he's winded himself.
The thing I like to see in the Parktown boys, Andy, is they're running with purpose. Everything they do, it's straight running. It's hard running, and it's really putting St. John's under pressure.
So here comes Sabir.
Check your numbers, Black. Check your numbers. 5.
Vital throw for his side.
Move.
Didn't look very straight, but the referee has allowed play to continue. Out from Houghton. On the outside centre there is Bongani Molali.
Don't argue with me. Move.
They're going to come back for numbers, and I did wonder at the time. It looked like 6 against 5. Tap and go from Zilla.
Move back. Vantage, 12 Black.
Man and ball from Kamwenda, but he did well. Penalty goes the way of the home side. Offside in the back line against Parktown boys.
10 black.
Decision to be made. They're going to set the line out. And this time it's a good one from Houghton.
Check your numbers now in advance.
Look at numbers, look at numbers.
So, good attacking platform. Can they cash in?
It's vital that they are clinical here, Andy. They have had very little time in the Parktown boys half, and they must take advantage.
Wait. It's over.
A little bit too close to the touchline for comfort.
Last sweep, number 4.
It is available, though, from Berger. He gives it out to Nicholas Cambanis.
Advantage, 3 black, slowing it.
Slowing it down is the call, so penalty advantage coming the way of St John's if nothing else comes from this move. Good work there to take the ball infield, give themselves an opportunity to use the advantage. That ball not coming out though, so they will have the penalty. I would imagine they'll probably just kick it straight back into touch.
Roll to the side.
That's exactly what they've done. So now a 5-metre line out and a real chance for St John's, perhaps to level the scores.
Keep it open.
You've got the perfect view. It's gone through the hands, and turnover ball for Parktown. Coming away with it was Darnell Aswagu.
Stop, black 5.
Anderson has hoofed a mighty kick into touch. He really is dominating matters with that left boot.
St John's have had very few opportunities, and they've really got to be clinical in those situations to ensure they get the lineouts, the basics of rugby, which is your scrums and your lineouts. Make sure those are on par. Make sure make sure you get the ball firstly. Otherwise, you're going to give the ball away to a team like Parktown, who are going to punish you and put you 60 metres back downfield.
That one's gone forward from the St John's player, and it's taken by Tambwe Moduasha. Super tackle coming in there from Malale, and the penalty goes the way of St John's.
Tambwe Moduasha is looking every bit the under-19 Cravenwood player that he is, running hard and fast, and taking a lot of defenders with him and getting himself over the advantage line, making it easy for the Parktown boys backline to run off him.
Just thinking, watching the two fly halves hoofing this ball around, you coastal people must be green with envy to see the way the ball flies on the high field.
The only time I'm green is on a golf course, because I'm not the biggest of the tee, so all I want is the extra distance.
So here's another opportunity. They're back in attacking mood, just outside the 22. This time they go for front ball, and now they'll try and get the drive on. It's not happening though. Good defence from Parktown. They'll have to reset. Forwards looking to just grind it over the 22 before they open matters up.
Last.
It's just a little bit static, and they are prone to giving the ball away in a maul situation. So that's perhaps why they've decided to open it up. This is Zilla.
Okay, so unspiel.
Now back it comes from Berger to Houghton. It's a little bit lateral. That's a lovely piece of play, though, from Quintus Kilbourne. He's the vice-captain of the side, and he has got the try.
Thanks for the
That is brilliant.
And I was just going to say that I don't know what they were messing around for here in the forward battle. They've got the disadvantage in the fact that they're a much lighter pack. Get it out to the guys in the midfield. Let's see what they can do. We get one opportunity, a brilliant handoff, a ball under the right arm, and a try. So, give it to the guys in the back line. Give it to the guys with pace. Take them on at that game. Don't take them on at the forwards game.
Well, he's one of the players that Kevin Musikant said keep your eye on before the game, and that's why. Conversion to come, we could be tied up as we head towards half-time.
Well, I'm always going on about schoolboys, any player really, running with the ball in both hands. But if you watch there, he had the ball under the right arm so that he could use his other arm to fend the player off, which is what he did. He got him straight in the chest, and that was one of the reasons for the try.
Houghton with the kick, it has gone wide. So Parktown still have the lead, but it's a slender 2-point advantage now. So Quintus Kilbourne, the try scorer, he's also the captain of the basketball side. That's an interesting little restart from Anderson. Straight down the middle it goes. The pickup from Nicholas Kambanis. There's the try scorer with the attempted inside pass. Wimberger tries to settle matters down, but throws the intercept, but the referee fortunately was playing advantage.
Well, they might have had the mistake here, but at least they're trying to throw it around a bit. I like to see that. It's better than trying to play the running game than try and take on Parktown boys up front.
Quicker stability.
So it's come down right in the middle of the park, just about 30 metres out from St John's line.
Safe. Stop, Black, stop!
Zilla must be aware there of crawling on the ground.
Three, Black.
Good body position there, he kept low.
Black.
Coming again.
Now Berger gives it to Houghton. It's easily fielded. And here's the try scorer, Junior Ntlani. And he is a handful, isn't he? Low centre of gravity, he's a strong lad. Beautifully done. Now there's the little basketball pass over the top, and here's a chance for Tambwe Modosha. He takes it over the 22.
No hands!
Van Heestien went without the ball. It's picked up by Sabia, and he's tossed aside like a rag doll, but he got the pass away first.
Inside.
Now Berger with the box kick.
Over.
Tambwe Modosha's underneath this, and he takes it easily. Gets the pass away to Darren Solomon. Solomon is well tackled. And there's options either side, but the penalty goes the way of St John's.
Only the one thing about a box kick is you've got to make sure that your wing is aware. I don't think he was aware at all. And if you are going to use a box kick, you want to make it a 50-50 opportunity to get the ball back.
And that one has come off the side of the boot. It's taken by Modosha. Now, is that going to work, or is it going to go too far? Well, in the end, it's just gone a little bit too far. And Houghton has, this time, missed touch. That's brilliantly picked up. Little pass from Tando Mabasa. Showing the ball from Ethan Frasca. Advantage being played, I think, for offside against St John's. And it comes to Anderson. Anderson is a big lad at fly-half. Gets the pass away to Solomon. Solomon takes it over the 22. This is an opportunity now for Tyler Murray. He's held 5 metres short.
Last week, move!
Real chance this for Parktown. It's the scrum off, and Heastien! And he's in for the second try. And Dave van Hessen is purring alongside me.
I'm just loving the skills. I love the fact that he had the ball in both hands. I spoke about it in the last try. And he got his hands through the tackle, ran for the gap, not for the man, got his hands through, and that broke the defence. After that, St John's was scrambling, and they were never going to be able to get numbers back. Number 12, there was no one outside him. Well, actually, there was. He could have maybe got the ball away there. But at this point, St John's was scrambling. They were always in trouble.
So Van Heastien getting try number 2 on the, well, just within 5 minutes of half-time. And Anderson looking to extend the lead to 9 points. Keeps his head down through the strike very well. He's got it.
For first arrivers, there's all right.
Well, in the end, it going to Matthew van Heesteen, but I think it was Tyler Murray who actually got his hands to the tackle. Those are the players we look for. Those are the players that don't get they don't get the try at the end of the day. They're the people that are making the tries.
So possession is pretty close to 50-50, but there's no doubt that Parktown have done more with the ball that has come their way. Houghton with the restart. Nobody wanted it. Managed to get away with it. Looked like Van Heesteen, who
Last feet, 2 blue.
came in to tidy up. Here's Anderson, and that's a good kick from the fly half. His tactical kicking has been very good in this game.
It has, and he's got a big boot on him too. You know, it really helps the side when you've been slogging as a forward, and to look up and see the ball getting pummeled down the field. Now I had a fly half by the name of Khafi de Toy, who used to go to kick it from his own 22 into the opposition, and you should see the heads of the forwards go down and they look up. They've been working so hard, and they get thumped back 60-70 meters.
So on the halfway line, it's won by Connor Woodward. Out from Holston. This is Quintus Kilbourne. Now running onto it at pace was Philip Mparuta. But Herman Lubega couldn't hang on to the pass.
You have an option,
I
line
think the
up or
guys
scrum.
in the midfield in the St. John's team look very good. They managed to create the overlap. It was just, their skills let them down on the outside here. The last couple of guys, the last couple of passes weren't in the basket. They were slightly behind them, took away the momentum, and hence the overlap was ruined.
And a lot of set pieces
Watch out
in
for
this
a
game.
second shove. All right. You guys have a hit and then you're shoving. Stand still.
More line-outs than scrums, as is the modern way.
Come closer,
Here's
Blue.
the try scorer,
Come closer.
Matthew van
Come
Heesteen,
closer.
to feed the scrum
Crouch.
for Parktown. He's an interesting fellow. He's on a cultural bursary.
Stability.
Is the ex-head of Joburg City Council at junior level.
Stop.
Van Heesteen with the short pass in the end. Bruising run forward from Tyler Murray. And then Anderson gets a lot of height on that. It's another good kick. It's putting St. John's under pressure. Here goes Herman Lubega, and he's showing that he's got some wheels. Good tackle in midfield there, but Lubega does well to make the ball available. Taking it through the tackle well is Nicholas Cambanis. Gets it just within 5 of the halfway line. Now Berger with the kick and chase. It's not a bad kick from him. Now that's going to go straight out. The referee has to make a decision. Was it carried back? The referee says it was not. Must have been touch and go.
Last play, not a bad option at all. The back three of Parktown boys were a little out of position. They bounced the rugby ball again, didn't make it easy for the fullback. But in the end, not a bad option.
So that's the brass band, bottom of your screen, making sure that everybody knows what's going on. From Parktown, but it was won eventually by David McAlpine, and suddenly there's a bit of pace on the ball for St. John's. Can they get this ball quickly to the back line? Van Heesteen sending it out to loose head prop Damien Henwood. Just short of the 22. They've got an overlap here. Somebody needs to straighten the line, or the missed pass was probably the wrong call. Coming up from fullback is Garrett Stead.
For the offside.
And now that space has disappeared. Nicholas Cambanis did well to recapture the ball. Now it's taken on by Joseph Kamangu. And that has gone forward. So perhaps a chance gone begging there, right on the stroke of half-time. There goes the whistle from Rainier Vermeulen. And at the end of the first half, it is the visitors from Parktown boys who lead this game by 17 points to 8. They've scored 2 tries to 1 in what has been a very entertaining game of rugby, this FNB Classic Clash. So there we go, final score at half-time. St John's 8, Parktown boys 17. There'll be an interesting chat between the two sets of players at the break, and we will be back.